Welcome back, friend. I'm Randall Terry. This is Insurrecta Nex. I'd like to quote from our beloved late Pope, John Paul II, from Evangelium Vitae. He said, "No circumstance, no purpose, no law whatsoever can ever make licit," that means legal, "can ever make licit an act which is intrinsically illicit, since it is contrary to the law of God, which is written in every human heart." We cannot make legal that which God has made illegal. It's contrary to the law of God. You shall not murder. Now, before I went to the break, I told you about the story of the well-meaning person that said you've got to keep God out of the equation. By the way, can you imagine? This is almost comical. Can you imagine God telling us to keep him out? Listen, I've done some polling data. And right now, I'm not polling too well. I'm not tracking too well in the American body politic. Keep quiet about me. Just keep our relationship a secret between us, all right? I'll give you the cue when to pop up about it. No. All right. I mentioned to you that the body politic, America, that we were founded by theocentric men, that the Declaration of Independence is actually a theocentric document. If you take this with you from this room today, for those of you watching on television, even as a foundation, as a starting point to do your own research, it'll free you to do battle in the rhetorical realm with people who say we've got to keep God out of the public square. There are 4 references to God in the Declaration of Independence: God the lawgiver, God the creator, God the judge, and God the provider. Let's look at them individually. They said when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands, etc., to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them. Stop. There's the phrase. The laws of nature and nature's God. That basically incorporates 2 things: natural law and revealed law. The laws of nature, that means what the Catholic philosophers have called natural law for centuries. The laws of nature, what John Paul II just referred to. The law of God knowable by reason, written on men's hearts. But they also said the laws of nature and nature's God. That poetic phrase deals with not just natural law, but revealed law. Revealed law is special revelation. That would be the 10 Commandments, the Sermon on the Mount. And what Thomas Jefferson and what the framers of the Declaration and the signers meant was, look, there's a lawgiver. He gave laws to govern the universe, and those laws entitle us to break with tyrants and to defend ourselves against tyranny, to protect our lives, our liberty, and our property. Which leads us to point 2. This one is going to really bug the ACLU and all the people who want to have creation taught everywhere. They said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now listen, your rights don't come from the state. Your rights don't come from the government. Your rights come from God. And you know what's really interesting? They said, we hold these truths to be self-evident. That means they're not even up for discussion. They're an axiom. They're something that everybody agrees on. Christian civilization had come so far that men of intellect who wanted to discuss civil government and the rights of individuals, they had gotten to the place where they didn't need to debate whether or not there was a creator who made laws and a creator who gave rights. No, they said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by God, the Creator, endowed by their Creator with certain rights that can't be taken away from them: the right to life, the right to liberty, to freedom. And this phrase says the pursuit of happiness. Other philosophers said the right to property, life, liberty, and property. It's a theocentric document, people. The third that they discussed was God the divine judge. Let me read it to you exactly so I get it right. They said, we therefore, the representatives of the United States of America in General Congress assembled, appealing to the supreme judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions. Rectitude is an old English word that means the uprightness, the justice of our cause. They said, we, the representatives of the United States, appealing to God. This is a prayer. We're appealing to the divine judge. Basically, they're saying, God, we want you to choose and to judge between them and us. And then finally, the last one is divine providence. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. The doctrine of divine providence, it's a word provisum, means to see ahead. That comes right out of the scriptures. It starts with Abraham. Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide. Basically, they're saying we've appealed to God to judge between us and them, and we have a firm reliance on Him being there with what we're going to need. Like George Washington's going to get in trouble. God says, I'll provide a fog for him to cross the Delaware. That's divine providence. Things that you need are waiting for you when you get there. Now put those four things together. God, the lawgiver. God, the creator. God, the supreme judge. And God, the provider, divine providence. What do you have? You have character traits of God that spring from Judeo-Christian theology. This is not Buddhist theology. It's not from a Muslim heritage. And it's certainly not from a deist heritage. There are people who will tell you, America was founded by deists. You ever heard that? People who really were afraid of mixing religion and politics. Really, why did they put God in the Declaration 4 times? Hello? If they were so afraid of God, why are they appealing to Him for the foundation of this very republic? These 4 parts of doctrine, God the lawgiver, God the creator, God the judge, and God the provider, they are not a part of deist theology. Deists didn't believe in a God who answered prayer. Deists didn't believe in a God who judged. They just believed in God. He kind of made the universe and walked away. He doesn't answer prayer. He doesn't intervene in the fate of men and nations. Now, these 4 references to God spring directly from the fountain of Judeo-Christian theology. When we come back from this break, we're going to talk about a saint of the day, and we're going to talk about our heroes versus their heroes. Because the people who say, you've got to keep God out of the equation, come up with these crazy arguments that mixing religion and politics is so dangerous. Stop. No, it's not dangerous. It's the fountain of freedom. You want to see what the world looks like without God in the political arena? I'll take you there. It'll put the fear of God in you. I'm Randall Terry. This is Insurrecta Nex.